All right. Very good evening to all of you, and thank you so much for joining us today. It's a pretty hot summer this time in India with the temperatures going up to 50, 52 degrees. But I'm pretty sure this heat is not very bothering for you as much as the NEET exam that is coming up. In just about 20 days from now, you have the NEET exam. And that is why we're conducting this. We warmly welcome all of you to the Hello Mentors Toppers Talk 2024. Today, you will be able to get tips, techniques, insider tricks, and how the previous toppers did it and how you should go on to approach your NEET examination in order to ensure that we do the same as well. So without much further ado, let me start introducing our panelists. First up, I want to introduce our founder and CEO, Mr. Vikram Kumar. With over a decade of experience in the field of counseling, he's impacted over 30,000 students in his journey, be it from counseling or helping them decide the right career path. Mr. Vikram is the right man for you. He's mentored multiple students in order to get into their dream medical college, and today, and so on from here, that is what he's here to do. So we very warmly welcome you, Vikram, sir.
Thank you, Niranjan. Namaste and welcome to all the student parents.
Joining him is going to be our Director of L&D, Mr. Sujit Jha, a psychologist and a trainer by professional. He's trained and mentored over a lot of people from large MNCs such as Oracle and EMC Square. But for me, the most highly notable one, he's trained individuals from the Indian Air Force with over 5 years of experience in the field of counseling. Today, he's not going to be your counseling expert per se, but he's also going to be our moderator who's going to ensure that only the best will reach to our audience, that is all you future doctors. We very warmly welcome you, Sujit sir.
Thank you, Niranjan sir. Namaste to all the parents and welcome to the future doctors of the country.
Thank you so much, sir. Okay, all right. So without much further ado, let us start welcoming our galaxy of stalwarts. To welcome our first panelist, the aspirant who bears the pride of creating history. He is the first ever to score 720 out of 720 in the NEET exam. Yes, 720 out of 720. From being the pride of Rourkela to being an inspiration to thousands, he is the All India rank #1 for the year 2020. It is time for us to witness history and embrace success. I take great pride in welcoming the first ever perfect score and who is now a gem of AIIMS New Delhi. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. Shoaib Aftab. So we very warmly welcome you, Shoaib. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, and I will share my experience, and I'll try to help you all to whatever best I can. Thank you.
I'm pretty sure that is what everyone's looking for. Thank you so much for being here, Shoaib. Next up, joining this stalwart is going to be a first generation doctor of his family. He is a man who binged his way through the NEET examination. You know what he says? Just 4 hours of study and some good shows to watch is how I topped my examinations. Yet another perfect score. Future doctors, please put your hands together for All India rank #1 for the year 2020, Mr. Mrinal Kuteri of AIIMS New Delhi.
Hello, everyone. I'm glad to be here on this platform, and I hope I can help you out and give you something to take back from this.
That is pretty much what I'm also hoping for, even though I'm not writing the NEET exam. Thank you so much for being here, Mrinal. Following Mrinal, next up is an internet sensation for all the aspirants. From an aspiring NEET student to inspiring NEET aspirants, this man goes leaps and bounds to give back to the NEET fraternity. Our beloved audience, please clap along for the NEET sensation, All India rank 44 of 2022, Mr. Om Prabhu of AIIMS New Delhi.
Hello everyone, hello, and I am very pleased to see lots of people here, and I will try my best to guide, and I will assure at the end of the session, each and every person here will be having something to learn. So wait for everyone. So thank you.
It's absolutely, I love that bright smile on your face that brightens up our evenings as well. Thank you so much for being here, Om. Next up, from one internet sensation to another, the next panelist danced her way through the preparations and painted the stress out in order to go on and ace the NEET examination. With a fan following of her own, she is the shrine of Jammu and now the Karnataka the Hemme. Put your hands together for All India rank 51. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Janvi Banotra of AIIMS New Delhi.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
We are very glad to have you. Yet another beautiful smile there to light up our evenings. Followed by which, now we move on to our next panelist, hailing from a small village in Srikakulam district of Andhra Pradesh, and now to the national capital. He's come a very, very long way. His father, a devoted school teacher with immense passion for teaching, has inspired him to learn and excel. And wow, so did he excel. He is the latest All India rank one with the perfect score yet again of 720. All of you again, please warmly welcome All India rank one of the year 2023, Mr. Bora Varun Chakravarti of AIIMS New Delhi.
Thank you, sir. Hello, everyone. I will try my level best to give all the suggestions which will help you to crack NEET.
That is great. Thank you so much. I'm pretty sure everyone's looking forward to hear from you, Varun. Thank you so much for being here. Next up is a panelist who's very interesting, you know. While the grandparents are known to show so much love to us, he decided to get inspired by them. Hailing from a family of achievers, he has a burden to carry this legacy. And guess what? He did it extremely well. Put your hands together for Bengaluru boy, Namma Karnataka Hemme, the Karnataka state topper, Mr. Dhruv Advani of AIIMS New Delhi. So all of you clap along in your house. Thank you so much for being here, Mr. Dhruv.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I hope to make this a productive session for everyone.
I definitely hope, and everyone here is hoping that it is going to be a very, very productive session, Dhruv. Thank you so much. Last but not the least, we have someone who is a very own, the most sought after academic mentor at Medical Mentor, and definitely the apple of our eye. He has mentored and guided over 100 aspirants to help them achieve their dream. And today, he shall continue to do so. Future doctors, put your hands together for our homeboy, Mr. Soham Kustagi of Grant Medical College. Thank you so much for being here, Soham.
Hello, everyone. I hope that this session helps you and puts you forward to be one of the best doctors the country has ever seen.
Definitely, everyone is aspiring to become one of the best doctors of the country that anyone has ever seen. So with that, this is our panelist. Without taking away too much of your time, I'll hand it over to our moderator for the day, Mr. Sujit Jha, and then we will speak again. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. All the very best for the panel discussion.
Okay, thank you very much. One humble request. If it is possible for all the NEET toppers to keep the video on, I think there'll be better connect with the audience. They will be able to listen and interact better. If sometimes you feel there's an urgency or something you want to switch it off, you can do it. But otherwise, let's keep the video on throughout the session. Let me start, okay? I will be students' and parents' voice. So I don't have my own questions. I'll be asking questions on their behalf, which we have programmed, so that the students can get the best out of this session. Now, in today's time, vlogs are very popular. People go to any place, to Qutub Minar, to Amritsar, Golden Temple, they make vlogs. The reason they want to show you the journey so that you get an insight for your own journey. And I think my first question will be, can some of you share your journey towards achieving the top rank in NEET? Okay, maybe the challenges that you faced, how did you overcome the challenges, and any breakthrough moment. So your NEET journey, your story of achieving success. Yes, some of you. Mr. Shoaib Aftab, you can start off with this.
Okay, so I'll go first. Thank you, Sujit.
Yes.
It's an excellent question. So, first of all, in terms of the challenges faced, I would say that, yeah, definitely I faced numerous challenges. First of all, like I moved to a different city. I started formally preparing for NEET. Prior to that, I didn't have any experience with coaching. Plus, there's no one in my family who's a doctor or even, remotely related to the medical profession. So yet I started to figure things out. I went to my teachers every day. I talked to them. I talked to my friends, which I made there while I was in my coaching. So I tried to take small steps every day, tried to be consistent with my preparation. So I think the small steps definitely matters a lot. And in terms of challenges, I would say it was really very challenging, to sit with students who had been preparing for, like taking coaching and taking coaching for competitive exams since class 8 or class 6 or class 7th.
Correct.
And they had cracked other exams like NTSC. Like I couldn't crack NTSC. because I don't know the reason. Like I wasn't taking any coaching, or like maybe I wasn't good enough. I don't know that. But after class 10th, I knew that I definitely had to crack some exam to get into a good college. So that's when I decided to take things seriously. So apart from that, definitely we face small setbacks in our coaching time. Sometimes our scores might come less, sometimes there's a health issue, sometimes there may be like an issue in in one of your subjects. Generally every student has a weak subject. So for me that was biology, because I was very great at analyzing, but I wasn't very good at memorizing. So that
Okay.
was one of my problems.
Okay.
So yet I tried to figure out the challenges. I tried to navigate on my own, and I tried my best to overcome all of that. What I learned was that the most important thing in competitive exam preparation, I've been guiding students as well, I've been doing a bit of YouTube as well. So what I learned that the most important thing is not your IQ, it's not your knowledge. The most important aspect of your preparation is your consistency. Like if you can put in 6 hours every day, if you can consistently sit in one place, and you can, try to focus on just one thing at a time, that really works well for you. And if you just listen to your teachers, if you don't, try to do a lot of resources, you just focus on one resource, focus on what your teacher tells you, focus on your mistakes, focus on your weak areas, that works really best. So I guess
Very,
that answers most of the
oh,
question.
very interesting. Later on, we'll be also asking a question. How did you handle this challenge of biology in little detail? You give us some tips on that.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay. And I've seen some of your videos on YouTube, and let me tell you that I find them very effective.
Thank you, thank you, thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. So that was interesting. And can we have one more person, maybe Mr. Om Prabhu or somebody, to share their journey?
Yeah, very similar to Soeb that said about challenges. But in my perspective, my challenge, my main challenge was managing school with coaching. So I am the
Okay.
guy who never went to quota. I was the guy who was studying all day in my home, and I am from Kendra Vidyalaya, and Kendra Vidyalaya is a school which follows the role of attendance. So I somehow managed that attendance part with my principal, and I said, "Sir, don't worry, I will be
You're
scoring good
you're talking about this on public platform. Okay. Yeah, that's
marks."
fine. Please continue.
So I managed about attendance. The main problem was, I was called to school every day. I have to go school 3 day a week, and approximately 7 to 8 hours of my uh, uh, daily basis will be wasted, and because of that, my coaching time will be wasted. So at that point of time, my syllabus was too weak. I don't even understand mechanics. I don't even know what are laws of motion because I used to skip classes. But when class 12th came, I got to know that how to utilize time effectively. I go to school, I sit on the back bench, and I started studying. I started watching YouTube lectures. I came to know that doesn't matter the source. If the teacher is good, if you have book, you can study and you can manage. And Soji sir, you asked about any breakthrough moment, na? So my major breakthrough moment was my score in my mock test. In class 12th, I started scoring 650 marks. At that point of time, I was very happy. And
Okay.
but after that, you asked about challenges. Now, the new challenge came in my family that my father got accident, a road traffic accident. So I have to shift to Raipur. And at that point of time, COVID was there, and my whole family got attacked with COVID. And
Hmm.
because of that, my 3 months are wasted. You can understand over the span of 2 years when we are studying, and approximately my 6 months are lost because of all those stuffs, and I have to manage things. And I am the guy who is from medical background. Only one in my family. No, none other person is from medical background. Other my elder brother is from IIT. My elder sister is from IIT. But the thing is, they don't know about NEET exam. They always say to focus on concept, but on NEET exam there is something which is no, need to memorize. In biology, you have to remember things. In inorganic chemistry, you have to remember facts, and for remembering facts, you have to revise a lot. So the breakthrough moment was my mock test marks, and the most important moment for me was the point where I understand how to read NCRT. So
Okay.
if you know that I have made lots of video on how to read NCRT. In class 11, I wasted my times on reading NCRT. But the thing is, you don't need to read NCRT. You have to just paste the lines of NCRT with concepts in your mind. So
Okay.
at the end of class 12th, I got how to read NCRT. I started noting the facts, the conclusion of each and every paragraph on the side page of NCRT. So students who are watching, or the parents who are watching, I really appreciate those students who don't make notes of biology. They actually make biology NCRT in your notebook. It is not a book, it is not a textbook, it is your notebook, and your notebook will be sticked on your mind. When you solve any question, you will got that you will get that mesmerizing point that on the page of cell biology there is written the cell cycle. There's a the cytoplasm is the main arena for cellular activities. You will remember on the left side of the NCRT, on the second paragraph, there is second line written that.
Good.
So
So let
the
me
three
summarize you. Let me summarize you, Om Prabhu, because I think other NEET toppers must be thinking, hey, we already know this all, man. Now, this he is not sharing for you. Actually, he's sharing for the students who are attending the webinar. So just a quick summary. I think Mr. Shoaib Akhtar also talked about the consistency, focus, and even if you're able to invest your time in a consistent manner on a daily basis, and you take one day at a time, perhaps you can crack it. And I think Mr. Om Prabhu and Mr. Shoaib's story is very similar. Every champion had some challenges and they overcame it, and that's why they are here. So that's one of the messages. Now, let me move to my next question. Okay, like last 20 days, many students feel that they don't have enough time for revision, mock tests, and review of those mock tests. So how did you manage your time in the last 20 days? And what do you suggest for our students? Janvi and Varun, you can share the answers.
Hello. Well, in the last 20 days, and currently the students that are watching this, I'm assuming, are in the last 20 days, it is a very crucial time and it does definitely make or break your entire preparation. So the advice that I'm giving is what was effective for me. In my last 20 days, I made a schedule for the 20, like for each hour of the next 20 days
Okay. Oh,
about
brilliant.
what
And
I
you
would
could
do.
follow it, and you could
And
follow it as well. You
I mean,
made the
I tried my
schedule.
best to follow it.
Okay.
I
Okay.
tried my best to follow it. I definitely made the schedule a lot more than what I knew could be achieved realistically. But I feel like that is something you should do. Applying that sort of positive pressure on yourself will make you do will make you do the maximum that you can. And right now you have 20 days. This is your time to take pressure. It is your time to take stress, and this is all you have.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay. So please remember, guys, this is the time to take the stress. This is the time to take that pressure, and no complaints about it. Okay. You can plan every hour also schedule. Yeah. One more person adding your view on this.
Sir, so actually, obviously, in last 20 days, we like mentally we think that we are not able to give any mock test. Like we should be mentally very fit, like very confident to give NEET. So most of the
Okay.
students I have seen, like they fear that if I give any mock test and if I make any silly mistake, I may get depressed, and I may fear that I may get depressed even during NEET, all that stuff. I think it is all like what you remember, what you think, the way you think. Like if even in the same thing, if you think that like would have covered many like what they say wrong things, like whatever the areas wherever I am lagging, I am able to cover before NEET, even in the last 20 days. If you think in that positive way, I think there is no like there is no nothing like 20 days is a less time. 20 days even is a good time to make your work which is fruitful. And obviously, I think I don't recommend doing like too many mock tests, but yeah, we should do good mock tests. And as a Janvi ma'am said, the same thing is like we should have a timetable which is like very which shows very high productivity. Like
Janvi, you become a ma'am, you have been addressed that way with a lot of respect. Yes.
No. They're not supposed to call me ma'am.
Okay, that's fine. I think Varun will go with that. Here's the choices. Varun, please continue.
so like like if when you kept your like target high, as she said, like you will achieve your maximum productivity. So I think it's very important. I have done the same. Like even sometimes my friend used to see my timetable and he used to say, is it achievable? Like why you are like writing all this timetable and though it is not possible. So I used to say like, okay, it is obviously not possible that, but I can do something bigger. Like if your dream is smaller one and what you achieve is maybe even smaller or equal to your dream, right? So I
Okay,
used to
okay.
keep it higher. So whether it is achieved or not, no problem. But I used to get the satisfaction that yes, I have done something. So
Very
I
nice.
strongly recommend this.
All right. Okay. Okay. So let me summarize again quickly for all the people. You want, if you wish, you can go with Janavi Madam's model. That is scheduling every day for coming 20 days. Janavi or Janavi Madam, okay, as you find to. So you can make schedule for coming 20 days. Entire game plan you can have. And you can try to follow. If you miss a few, that doesn't matter. You can make it little higher. You can aim little higher. If you miss it, that's also fine. But chase that, schedule the day, and then try to follow your plan for preparation. I hope I have summarized both of you properly. Okay, thank you. Now let me move to the next question. People who have been preparing, you are preparing for last 2 years, burning your midnight oil, working a lot. Now, I just want to know from the toppers that what are some of the most effective last minute revision techniques? Again, my question is around revision because people find it quite cumbersome. Syllabus is vast, and how do you really revise? So what are your some of the most effective last minute revision techniques or strategies that you used and you suggest to our students?
Yeah. So first of all, for all of the students, I would recommend you not to try any new techniques or any new stunts in this crucial time. Like right from food or studies, never go out of the way. Simple food and the same studies, the same books that you've been using is all enough to get a very good score in it. And okay, fine, we'll go subject by subject. In physics, solving the questions that are required.
One small interaction here. Dear students, you keep a notebook and pen near you so that whatever strategies you find is appropriate, you can use them. You can note it down. Yes, sir. Please continue.
Yeah. So make sure you have all your chapters according to the index classified for yourself. Okay, targeting according to your needs. So there are always high weighted chapters, medium weighted chapters, and the chapters which should be kept for the last. Right? According to that, we revise formulas, we solve questions. Physics is a subject which can't be read, it has to be solved, right? So we need to address it like that. And for biology, it's only NCERT. Never go to any module or any notes. Best is, or like my fellow mentor said, make NCERT your notebook. Always read from that. And solving ample number of questions is well enough. And for again, chemistry is again divided into three. Physical chemistry, just as the name suggests, just like physics. So you solve like equally good number of questions. Mark it. Make sure you have all the questions that you got wrong the first time. You have them marked. So then you're solving those questions and then revising the formulas from each and every different chapter. And then organic is just like a story. So organic chemistry, each chapter, you go chapter by chapter. Make a schedule for yourself for a day, for the week, for the rest of the 20 days. So then even though if you're not able to hit that target of every single hour or for the day, make sure over the course of the whole day, you're able to complete a considerable amount of chapters.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting. Okay. One was the recommendation that don't try something extremely new in terms of food or strategy, both. But I think in this session, if you find something really remarkable which can help you to achieve, for an example, I love the idea of making the schedule for the day, for the entire 20 days map. So I think if I was a student, I will implement that immediately. So few strategies you can adopt, but don't do extraordinary changes because that may disrupt your regular system. Yes. Anything from Mrinal's side, Mr. Dhruv Advani, if you want to share?
Hi. So basically, what I would recommend is a little bit different from what most people recommend because it's what I did. I was done with the NCRT by the last 20 days. And I was told by my teachers, ki don't touch the textbooks now unless there's a doubt you have to solve. Instead, what I did was I solved mock tests. I would do 3 to 4 mock tests a day. And that also builds up your speed a lot so that in the NEET exam, you're able to finish it very quickly. So, for example, I would finish like a paper in around 1.5 hours or so. And then I'd get time to revise before bubbling the OMR. So I was being careful and minimizing silly errors also. And I was reading each question carefully as well. So this is kind of the time where you, in my opinion at least, go for more mock tests, because now is the time where you need to be exposed to questions. So
Okay.
it's not about confidence at this point. It's just if you've seen all the types of questions that can possibly come once, then you'll end up doing a lot better in the exam because you'll have an orientation when you approach that question. Instead, if you start reading the NCRT again, what will happen is you will never be done reading the NCRT. There will always be something that you miss because it's a big book and you will end up forgetting something, you'll end up missing something. But those should not be things that can come in questions. So you only know what will come in the exam by solving actual questions. And it's
Okay.
very important not to take these personally. I would say solve, like if you want to solve harder papers, like solve them in the first 10 days. And in the last 10 days, try to go for a little easier papers, last year papers, so that you're building up your confidence. Because at this
All
stage,
right.
the most important thing is building your confidence for the exam.
Building your confidence through mock tests as much as possible. Okay. I think that's recommended by a lot of NEET toppers. They say April month is the mock test month. You must go for mock test after mock test. And I think there are some people who are different. If you feel that your one concept was not so clear, little weak, you can always refer to NCRT book as per your strategy by saving your time on that. Okay, Mr. Advani, do you have any point on this? Mr. Advani, are you there in this webinar right now?
Sorry?
Mr. Advani, okay, yeah, okay. You have already shared the points. So, Brinal, you wanted to say something on this?
Not much to add in addition to what most people have said. One thing that had been reiterated before, I think the idea of not trying anything new doesn't necessarily mean a new study method. I think it was more about trying new books. Like, do not try to change your primary source, primary reference material. That I think would be a little dangerous. Keep the books that you've studied from the same. And if there's one other thing that I'd suggest, this comes slightly from personal experience. That would be not to try and copy from anyone else's revision notes, because what you revise should ideally be what you are weakest at, right? So even within a particular chapter, there'll be some sections that you understand well and some sections that you seem to study today and forget tomorrow. So what you revise during this last stretch, this final mile of your preparation marathon, should be what is most important to you, and that's not necessarily what's important for others. So therefore, I would suggest that you not rely on anyone else's revision notes. If you have any that you have made, well and good. Otherwise, stick to NCRT and focus on those topics that you are the weakest at. Basically, just try and plug all those little chinks in the armor. So that would be my suggestion.
All right. Thank you very much. Here, the parents and students want a small recommendation from my side. The different experts will share their views, their experiences, their journey, their suggestions. You will have to start understanding what works for you and select those techniques and put them into practice. Because suppose if I am a student and I have to take mock test, perhaps one mock test in a day may be enough for me. Suppose I'm scoring 350 and I'm looking to scale up. So one mock test is enough for me for the day. If I feel, I'll go only for the one mock test and thereafter review of that. As I was watching Mr. Soeb Afta video on YouTube, and he talks about alternate days also you can take the mock test. Am I right, Mr. Shoaib?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so that also works for people. So you have to so you listen to everybody and then take the recommendations as per suitable for you. You can customize it for yourself, and that is up to you. Okay, now let me move to the next question. So far we have got a lot of ideas, I think brilliant ideas coming from scheduling to focus one day at a time. Third, mock test may be very critical, and making NCRT book your notebook. Okay, which Mr. Advani says, don't touch the notebook right now. It's not the time. Little bit touching here and there and references may be helpful. Now, there are some students who feel that they have not completed the syllabus and they are weak in certain areas and strong in certain areas. So how should they balance between these stronger areas and weak areas, okay, and the syllabus completion? If you can share your views on that.
Yeah, this question is very close to my heart, sir.
Okay.
Because the thing was, I guess 2 or 3 days before NEET exam, I even started transistor wala topic, which now has been removed from the syllabus. But there are lots of things which I have left and I haven't studied single time. So it doesn't matter your syllabus is remaining or completed. There is one
Okay.
thing, very practical thing. Just see last 5 year papers. You know, from 2020 or 19, NT is gonna make paper, and 2024 NT is gonna make paper. So whenever NTA makes paper, the pattern of the paper or the number of questions which will be asked from a particular chapter, particular topic will be more or less same. So do one thing. Suppose your equilibrium wala chapter from class 11th or 12th is remaining, of thermodynamics is remaining. Just see the topics which is being asked from last 5 years. From 2020, NTA has made 6 papers, because in 2020 or in 2022, 2 or 3 times NEET exam has been done, है ना, because of some issues. So see each and every paper, note down the number of questions that has been asked, note down the topics that have been asked, and try to cover those topics from the chapter. Don't cover complete chapter that has been left till now. So that will be very helpful for covering the syllabus.
So you are suggesting that see the topics, see the chapters, and from there, whichever questions are coming, try to focus on them.
And from last 6 papers only, because NT is gonna make paper.
And if my syllabus is not complete, what is my approach?
Try to revise the things that you have read, because 600 plus marks you will be gonna score from only 60 or 70% paper syllabus, not from 100% paper. Each and every topper here is not completed 100% paper syllabus. I am very sure about that.
All right. Okay, that's a one pointer. Yes, Mr. Shea, would like to add something to it?
Yeah, definitely. The best way to balance all of that, you have got some backlogs, you've got some weak areas. So I think the best possible way is to divide your time accordingly. For example, if you have 12 hours of self-study time, which is expected at this point, so if you have 12 to 13 hours, you can divide it, give around 3 hours for your backlogs, and let's say 2 to 3 hours for your weak subject or weak areas, and the rest of the time you can allot for revision. So the best way to find out your weak areas is through mock tests, obviously, because the questions that you are getting wrong repeatedly, or the subject maybe you are scoring where you're scoring low, that is where you'll find out where your weak areas are, which is your weak subject, which topics you are not very strong at, and then you work on that. And apart from that, time is of the essence here, obviously. So I've been making a lot of videos recently about high yield topics, high yield chapters. So definitely I've got to have a priority list as well. So make sure to focus on the high weightage chapters first, and then you move on according to weightage. So that's another trick as well, I would say. Like most of us here have all, like, by this point of time had already, when we were aspirants, we had already completed our syllabus, so we didn't have this issue. But I talked to a lot of aspirants who still have lot of like chapters left, lot of syllabus left. So for them, I think this approach works really well. That is to focus on the high weightage parts, high weightage chapters. Even in some chapters, you have a few high weightage topics, like very classic example, सबको पता है कि in biomolecules वो secondary metabolites से ही पूछते हैं. So it's like कि there are some areas, there are some subtopics from where questions get repeated a lot. So if you just analyze that well, if you make sure to check off all those parts first, and then you move on to the other portions of the syllabus, that's a very good thing to do.
Okay, very nice. So mock test is what will give me weak areas and strong areas. And in the weak areas, my syllabus is not complete, I can focus on the high priority chapters where the more questions come from.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, thank you very much. And I think Mr. Om Prabhu says about syllabus completion, you do not take into mind, because he claims from everybody's side that nobody completes 100% syllabus, or maybe closer to that. So the students who are worried about syllabus completion, please take this leaf from the topper's book, that syllabus completion, whatever you have done by this time, you relax with that, take the mock test, know the weaker areas, and accordingly plan your schedule, which areas to focus on, high priority topics to be focused on, and all that. Okay, with this, I'll move ahead to the next question. And this next question is not about preparation techniques. It's more about mindset. Okay, let me take you to IPL matches. Okay, you must not be watching. The people who are writing the exam must not be watching, or maybe watching a little bit here and there and getting the scores. So IPL match, last over, 6 balls, 11 runs. Now, what you need as a batsman and a bowler is not the bowling talent and batting talent alone. You also need mental temperament, okay, calmness, calm mind, emotional stability. So there are many students who may experience in the exam day, okay, at the exam time now, exam anxiety. As we are telling them again and again, 20 days left, 20 days left, they feel like, hey, Mr. Sujit, you stop telling about 20 days left only, because that is making us getting stressed. So exam anxiety, stress, maintaining a calm mindset, I think that's a very critical in any kind of competition, including NEET championship. So what is the advice that you have for our students to manage the exam anxiety, stress, being more focused, being more motivated in these last 20 days? If you can share something. Should I suggest the
This
name?
question, I think you can address that person as well who should answer this.
Okay. Mr. Mrinal and Ms. Janvi, you can share your thoughts on this.
See, first, one very important factor that I would like to differentiate is that exam anxiety before the exam and during the exam are two very different things. So it's very, very
I didn't get it. Can you tell it again, please?
one very important factor is that your exam anxiety before the exam and during the
Okay.
exam are very different things. As I said already, the pressure that you feel till your exam would ideally push you to do more. But if you feel the same pressure while you are writing the exam, all the effort and all the hard work that you've put in the last 2 years could just go down the drain if you're not able to keep yourself calm during the exam. Now, how you get that state of calm is that first you have to understand that no, whatever exam you are writing, whether it's difficult or it's easy, everyone that's writing it with you is probably facing the same problem as you.
Okay.
And one more thing is that how I was able to stay calm during the exam was in the mock test that I had written, I did not refrain, like I did not restrain myself to only easy papers. So the occasionally writing difficult papers did teach me how to handle my time. And along with that, I would try to finish the paper a lot earlier. So if we have now you have 3 hours 30 minutes, but we had about similar amount of time. So if that's how much time is given, I would try my best to finish the paper in 2 hours. So because of that, on the actual day, when you do have that stress and you do have that sort of anxiety, even though you do take more time to do the same questions, because you practice to finish them within like a lesser amount of time, it kind of makes up for it.
Okay. So the point is, on the exam day, you can just focus on the test and try to cover these mock tests or the test little earlier. So you have extra buffer time with you. Okay. Yes, Mr. Mrinal, if you'd like to share your thoughts.
If this one thing I'd like to add to this, one thing that helped me deal with exam stress, both before and during, as Jani just made that distinction, was the fact that writing a lot of mock tests. The mock tests are, to add on to your cricket analogy, are like net practice, right? So it makes you as prepared as possible for the final match. So I was writing mock tests quite regularly during the last phase of my preparation, and of varying difficulties, easy, medium, hard, easy but long, easy but short, like all kinds. And because of that, by the time the exam came around, I kind of felt that no matter what the paper is like, I have a strategy in place to tackle it. And that was something that made me feel a little confident, I think, going into the exam. So that's one thing I guess I'd suggest. And aside from that, it's very, very important to surround yourself with positive people and create a positive environment for yourself during this time. So for the last 1 month or so, I was talking primarily to my family, my batchmates, my friends, and we keep encouraging each other. And my family, I always knew I had them in my corner. So having such a supportive environment also ensured that the weight of the exam was never bearing down upon me. I never felt like this is an exam that's going to make or break my life. Though the stakes are very high, it's very important that you not let it weigh down upon you. So I think creating a positive environment for yourself is also very important that way.
Okay, so talking to only positive people. If some of my friend is not so positive, what do I do? I'm just asking a question on behalf of some of the students.
There's always airplane mode.
Okay, all right. There's always an aeroplane mode in which you can switch off and don't connect with those people whom you feel that they are not positively able to influence you. So this is one tip that Mr. Mrinal shares with the parents also, that keep the environment positive at home and keep encouraging the student who is preparing for the competition, right? And one more pointer I'm just repeating because I am only using the words of the NEET toppers here, that as Ms. Janvi says about this, that there are two parts of this exam stress or anxiety or pressure that you have to manage to handle. One is before the exam for these 20 days, and then it will be on May 5th during the exam. So both the times you should be able to manage this nervousness, anxiety in a comfortable way. Okay, my recommendation is very simple. You have done mock tests, do it mock test as it is done in the real exam. Exact simulation, one. Number two, as you go through it again and again, you build this temperament and belief that you will be able to handle. This is what Usain Bolt does when he is preparing for Olympics after 4 years. He just runs the races, and after running multiple races, he knows that he can do it. Okay, and he's also able to chill before the race starts. So you should have some ways on to little bit relaxing yourself before you go for the exam. As I think Mr. Minal was talking, it's not the end of the world. So those stakes are high, but take it easy when you're going to write the exam and focus only on the exam. Okay, I think we have shared so much by this time that you will have multiple points in your diary. Okay, now we also have got one facility at a medical mentor. We have got people from psychology background who are called success coach, and they keep talking to students from time to time frequently in order to keep them on track, in order to keep them motivated, in order to keep them handle emotional issues during the process of preparation and for the exams. So if any parent or student is interested in that, you can contact medical mentor team and take those services or inquire about it. With this, let me proceed to the next question. Okay, this question comes from my one of experiences when I was going for car driving license. Okay, so which a lot of toppers have been talking about. I am talking about mock test. So what that guy told me, he took me to a field and told, draw this 8. Okay, with my car, I was supposed to draw the number 8 on the ground. And he said, you do it enough number of times because this exactly the RTO guy will ask you to do. This is a leaked out question paper. So he gave me enough mock test preparation for drawing 8. And then finally, I got the driving license. It is another matter that my car stopped in between due to stress itself. Okay, which I tried to start and then I put reverse gear and I was looking at the inspector guy and then I changed and I said, okay, calm down. And then I drove and successfully I got my DL. So my question is about, again, mock test, which is being recommended by you. How should students approach the mock test in these last few days? What is the maximum number? What is the minimum number they should attempt? Okay. And how should they interpret the score that they get? What should they work on the review of these papers? Please share your thoughts on that. Mr. Soham Kastagi and Mr. Varun, you can share it.
Sir, I think mock tests are very I think they are actually a boon to students. Without them, I think I see mostly majority of the students get done with their syllabus. Like not get done means maybe they are not able to complete the syllabus or they have some pendings, but most are like they don't know where they are weak and where they are strong. By this time, they are like they're searching that whether I am strong in this concept or I am weak in this concept. So I personally recommend that for me, doing mock tests helped me to know where I am weak actually. Like, for example, if you are doing many mock tests, there is very good chance that you are finding many possibilities where you are weak at.
Yes.
But if you think it in a negative way, like if I solve many mock tests, I will find many mistakes in me and I will feel depressed. So if you think like that, I think it is not the correct way of thinking. Like how many mistakes you are able to see in you before NEET is always good for you. You should if you are not able to do that before NEET, then in the NEET you will regret it. Like I should have studied it before. So I think there is no limit for you to like give these many mock tests, but obviously don't stress yourself out. Like giving your complete energy to doing mock tests is not required. For me, I think I used to give at least 2 to 3 mock tests every day in the last 20 days, because for me, like, mock tests are the only thing which I am left with to make myself confident. Like,
Okay.
yes, I'm good in some concepts. Yeah, yeah. Some mistakes used to be done, like some silly mistakes used to be done by me, and sometimes some concepts I am not able to recollect. So I used to refer the books again. So I think 2 to 3 are enough, but don't take it in a negative way. I think try at least 2 to 3 survey. It is, I think it's very important for a student in the last 20 days.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Nice. So he's talking about, Mr. Varun is telling, don't become an ostrich. Okay. Don't hide yourself. Take the test. If you are weak in some areas, you come to know it, you refresh it and go for it. Right? That's what the recommendation is, right, Mr. Varun?
Yes, sir. Yes.
But not touching the NCERT book, because Mr. Advani will object to that. Okay. Or touching the NCERT book if you feel that you need to refresh and revise it. All right. Yeah, Mr. Kastagi.
Yeah. So my advice would be a little bit different from Varun sir. So what I would say is, see, judge yourself whether you require 1 or 2 mock tests a day, or whether 4 or 5 a week would be more than enough. Because at this stage, solving a mock test has to be in a way that you're simulating the NEET experience, right? So 3 hours, 20 minutes into the test, you have to give that time for yourself. And then even after that, I believe the most important part of solving mock tests is after the paper, when you analyze the number of questions you've got right and resolving the questions that you've got wrong. Only then do you make progress and do you actually learn from that test, right? So if you go on to calculate for for a person who's scoring 350 or 400 right now, giving 3 mock tests would again multiply, is a multiple of 3 hours. So then 9 hours into that, and then properly analyzing and solving would take out a lot from your whole day. So judge yourself whether you require 2 to 3 mock tests a day, or solving 4 effectively in a week. 4 tests, but each and every question I'm getting wrong, I'm perfectly writing it down in my notebook, making sure I'm not making that mistake again. That's more than enough. Because the same time can be used to perfect yourself, either in your strengths, or make sure you're covering up the gaps in the weaknesses that you've left out.
Okay. Anybody else who wanted to add their point to this? Because I think this is one area where a lot of NEET toppers have diversified point of view, in which some people say go for more mock tests. Some people suggest you take the mock test as much as you can handle. And third, after the mock test review is very, very critical. So my take is that, students, you take it as per applicable to you, whatever you can handle and do justice to. So
Yes,
this
sir.
is left to
what Soham said is very important. Like, if you are not like, if you are, you should make yourself sure that which criteria I have to follow. It's very important.
Okay.
You should be confident in that. Yes, sir. It's very important.
Right, right. Wonderful. Okay. Just for the awareness of the students and parents, that at Medical Mentor, we have got one AI-based mock test platform in which students can take multiple mock tests, okay, maybe chapter-wise, subject-wise, total marks test paper, and accordingly they can analyze. If you're looking for that, because we feel that a lot of people try mock test on diversified different platforms to bring exposure to their testing abilities. So if you're looking for that, contact Medical Mentor team and get the clarity on that. Well, how can you access it? Okay, let me go to the next question now. While many students score very well in the mock test, I think this you will find very interesting, and NEET toppers will be able to give insight on that. Many students are scoring very well in the mock test consistently, but we have seen many cases that on the exam day, okay, as per our research, only 1.4% people have scored 600 plus marks in the last year, and only 5.3% people have scored between 500 to 600. So if you total it, 6.7% people only scored above 500 marks in the last year. Now, and many of them are doing well in mock tests, but when it comes to exam day, they write the paper, the score drops down. And we have seen multiple cases of that kind. So I'm not sure about what are the reasons, but I want you to tell me that how do I maintain my emotional, mental balance, total, absolute optimum thought process on the exam day? What can be my schedule in 2 parts? One, since the time I wake up to 2 p.m. and then 2 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. How do I maintain that? Any routine or any ritual that I should follow? Or how should I live on that particular day? Ms. Janvi and Mr. Soham Kastagi, if you can share your thoughts.
Well, honestly, this differs from every person.
Yes.
That the NEET day is the day we write NEET is a day we all remember very clearly. For me personally, I just made sure that the day before I left all my books by I mean, my plan was to not study at all one day before the exam, but I wasn't able to achieve that because of how anxious I was. So I did leave my books by around 8, 9 o'clock, and I slept early, around 10, woke up in the morning, just had a little bit of breakfast, and went to the exam center. My exam center was pretty far away, so we had to drive quite a bit. On the way there, also, I was just listening to music.
No, one small interruption. You had your breakfast, and from there, 2 o'clock, you shifted quite fast. So you had your breakfast. After that, what exactly you did?
No, after breakfast we left because you have a reporting time slot, and my reporting time slot was pretty early. So we left, and on the way there, I was just talking to my father and listening to music. I mean, at that point, I knew that nothing more I could do right now would change my fate. So for me, it was just making sure that I was as calm and relaxed as I could be. And then I went over there, and then even over there, I tried my best not to think about. I tried my best not to think about the result or try to think about what would happen, and just give my best at that point.
All right. Okay. Okay. Fantastic. I think we get clarity on that. That don't think too much. Perhaps reading books and getting a new chapter may create little issues. So stay focused, stay calm, have breakfast on time, and then just do your best. Don't think too much about that. That's what you wanted to say, right? Yes, Mr. Kastagi.
Yeah. So on the day of NEET and the day before is different for everyone.
Okay.
Right. So then you might be scoring good in mock tests. It may happen that on the day of NEET, you tend to be a little more stressed, scared, or sometimes even the other way around. You're stressed, underconfident the day before, the week before, and then on the day of NEET, you're quite confident. So that part of luck we can leave aside. What you can control is make sure that you are doing your best. And what I would like to add from Janvi ma'am is that feeling of, okay, fine, I can't add to this. 2 years that I've put in, that's the best I could, no regret. That's all. That's the best feeling you can have. And I don't know, this is a very important part, but on the day, the food you have, the prayers, and all the thought process are very important. So as nobody thinks from this point of view, because we have to report at 11 and exam starts at 2. So being on an empty stomach, that won't do good for us. So even from your meal plan and the amount you should study on the day before is very important. Don't stress yourself too much. Make the proper plan that you do from today. Make a proper schedule today on what you're going to do on the day before the exam. So it'll be a good option to study less so that you don't stress yourself out much also. And addressing the statistics, sometimes people do cheat in mock tests. We know it. So for them, anyway, they'll end up scoring high. So it all depends on how honest you are. And if you're giving your best, then you don't have to worry at all.
Okay. Okay. Fine. So on exam day, okay, I will also share my wisdom. So your NEET toppers have shared the wisdom. You please understand that. I have been in the field of public speaking for a long time now, almost 2 decades. And we come across many situations when in auditorium, there are 1,500 people seated, many stalwarts seated who know more than you. And your nerves, actually, you get a little nervous, stressed. How do we handle? Very simple. You have prepared your best. Now just go and deliver your best. Whether you will get the glory, whether you will crack NEET, whether you will become the topper, that is not your business right now. Just go and give your best there. So this thought process may be helpful. One. Second, told by NEET toppers, don't try too much new things on the day of examination. Relax, be calm. If you can do a little bit prayers, I think you will do prayers. And then you go for the examination. Do your best there. Anybody else wanted to add something for the exam day? Because that's a critical day. How do I maintain that champion's mindset before on the day of the exam, May 5 in this context?
I would say just one more thing to add is you need to keep in mind that it's okay even if you do fail. That's not something most people prefer to think about. Like we will say ki whether the outcome is out of my hands and all of that. But you also need some amount of self-talk where you tell yourself it's all right if I fail. If you allow yourself to explore that possibility, then you will go in with a much calmer mindset and you'll end up doing a lot better than you would if you were stressed about performing well.
Okay. So that one Prabhudeva song was there, no? Take it easy policy. Okay. And this is my understanding, dear students, that certain fear, certain amount of nervousness is part of the game. You cannot say that I am getting nervous. See, if you're getting little nervous, is part of the game to keep you alert. If it is too much, then there's a problem. So if you're experiencing some amount of stress, please take it from Janvi. I think she was sharing or somebody else that everybody is getting that stress. Everybody is doing it. So don't worry about it. That minimum amount should be there to make you alert and do best in the exam. Okay. And then take it easy. About failing concept, I'm not sure should I do the self-talk. But at least I can tell, okay, it's not the end of the world. So you take it easy. Now, let me come to the question of exam in terms of when we are writing the exam, what happens is, this is a challenging nature. So can you share any specific technique when I'm writing the exam? Okay, what should be my strategies for handling difficult questions or managing my time very effectively during the exam? So Mr. Om Prabhu, Dhruv Advani and others, you can share your inputs. Mr. Om Prabhu to start with.
Yeah, it is very important because we all are from NEET background and we have a challenging mindset. But in NEET exam, please leave that mindset and try to score more and more. So what
Okay.
happened in NEET exam? Always there are two kinds of question. First, there is those kind of question which are made to get the score of 600 plus, because the NTA knows that most of the people want to get 600 plus, so NTA makes the 600 marks question easy kind of question. But the
Okay.
thing is, majority of people get stuck on last 120 marks question, which are to score or increase the marks, and those type of question drain there most of the time. So do one thing. I used to have my pencil while solving the paper. I used to have 2 marks. I used to encircle the question or just take the question. Whenever there's a doubt that I will need more time to solve this question, I just encircle the question and leave on the next question. Then
Okay.
encircle, then move to next question. This way, I used to solve 90% of the paper in 2 hours only. Last 1 hour I used to solve those questions. So this will be effective in order to maintain that time management wala problem, which most of the student
Okay.
will face in NEET exam, not in mock test.
Okay.
Because in mock test we know na, mock test is mock. The word mock mocks our mind. We think that हाँ ठीक है यार, कम number आएगा चलेगा,
But
कुछ होगा,
you
दिक्कत
are
नहीं.
mocking the
But
mock
in
test.
NEET
Okay, please
exam,
don't mock the mock test. Huh? Okay.
so in my manner, this is a fine method.
A fantastic thing. Don't get stuck with the difficult questions. Attempt the easy questions. NTA also wants you to score as much as possible. So go with the easy questions and then circle difficult questions. Come back to them a little later. Yeah. Yes, Mr. Advani.
Thank you. So I would like to
Your
start
name is
off by saying
your surname is a big brand name. The person with this surname has got Bharat Ratna in the country. Yes.
Yeah, so what I would like to say about this is basically that when you are solving questions in the NEET examination, the first and most important thing to do is have a time management thing in mind, because you are only able to attempt the difficult questions when you're done with the easy question first, like Om said. And basically, like I said before, I would like to emphasize again, you have to practice enough that you're able to finish the paper early. That gives you an opportunity to check the answers you've already done. It
Yes.
also gives
Yes.
you an opportunity to go through the difficult questions. And that is what I did. That's what I think most of us will be doing. So the best thing to do is approach it with a calm mindset. Okay, don't get too stressed about it. If you come across a question you're not able to solve on the first read, just skip it and move on. Solve everything else, come back to that question, approach it with a completely fresh and calm mindset and think it through. Start from the basics if you're not getting anything. And if you approach anything calmly, your brain will end up working better and you will get the answer.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. I think in exam day guidelines, it is going to make a difference for me if I was writing the exam, and will certainly make a difference for the students there. Okay, in spite of all these tips, please remember, students, you will have your own challenges, which may be new in nature. So be mentally ready to handle them. Because when in one exam my son had gone, so they shifted him 3 times on different floors. You go to first floor, you're placed in first floor, then he went to first floor, then they shifted him to third floor. Okay, so these all challenges he was facing. And he wrote the exam successfully. He came back and he told me, Papa, I was about to start to cry. Okay, luckily I could handle myself. So from that time, I understand how powerful can be the writing the exam or exam daytime. Okay, fine. Now, we at Medical Mentor have a strong team of NEET toppers who mentor the student with exam strategy, tricks and techniques, and how to manage these last moments preparation. If you're looking for academic mentors, some of these NEET toppers who are there in the panel here, to mentor your student in these few last days, you can contact Medical Mentor and can get an idea how it can be done for you. Okay, Mr. Kastagi has successfully mentored a lot of students, and I am sure because I have personally attended his sessions and some other NEET toppers, okay, who are not in this panel right now. And I find their tips are very practical in nature and they definitely make a difference. If you can do it, great. If you cannot do it, perhaps watching the YouTube videos of some of the NEET toppers in the panel can also be helpful to you. Okay. Now, I think I would like to invite Mr. Niranjan. We have done a lot of discussion here. I will summarize everything towards the end. 1 or 2 recommendations to all the students. This notebook and pen must be there with you. Keep writing down the gems which are coming your way. Let me tell you, these are all the gems by those people who have traveled the journey. If you are going to climb Mount Everest, the story of Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay, they coming and sharing with you tips, it's exactly the same thing. So keep writing down the notes. And one more thing, as the notes will be too many points, keep highlighting or ticking those points which you feel will make a difference for you so that you can put them in implementation in these few days. Now, Mr. Niranjan, over to you.
Thank you so much, sir. So I think there's been a lot of wisdom that is passed on. There's a lot of values that has been added on how you should attempt your NEET examination. What is the mentality that you have? There's so much on don't clutter your head. Just go approach. It is okay to absolutely fail. It is all right. Just go and win. Give it your best because 2 years of hard work, don't let that go to waste. So all of this is there. So we'll just take a short little break from that. Why? Because at the time of summarizing, like
just a second. When you're taking a short break, let me tell the students and parents and our galaxy of stalwarts that we are going to have a Q&A session just after Mr. Niranjan will finish his work. We'll have a Q&A session and then we'll go for summarizing the points.
Exactly what I was building up to is
yes,
you will all have an opportunity to talk to all of these NEET toppers, clarify your doubts. Yes, so that is what is going to be queued up next. Before that, we have one very, very small announcement to make. So we'll just let that announcement play and then we'll come back to where you can ask your questions, where our NEET toppers will be able to summarize. So I request the backend team in order to just play the announcement. All right. What you just watched was one of the biggest events that India has ever witnessed over the years. This is the Medical Expo 2024, which is scheduled on the 12th and the 19th May of 2024. This is right after your NEET examinations. While today you understand how you're going to be approaching the NEET examination, right after the NEET examination is done, now you want to know what marks I get and how do I approach and get a medical college. So this is also a very warm welcoming invite to all of you to come attend India's largest medical expo. Where is it happening? You must be wondering. In Karnataka's prestigious college, which is Bangalore Medical College. So all of you will get the first-hand early bird exclusive passes. In order to, all of this will be registered, sent across to you on your WhatsApp. So we request you to register and mark the date, save the dates. In fact, it is going to be on the 12th and the 19th of May, India's largest medical expo, which is going to help you understand what is the counseling process and how you will be able to get into your desired medical college. So this was the small announcement that we had to make, which is going to make a very large impact in your life. Now back to Sujit sir, in order to come back to our toppers talk here.
Thank you very much. Now we have shared sufficient enough again. Now we'll be opening the window for Q&A session for the people to ask questions to the NEET toppers. So you can raise your hand if you're...
We can drop the hands and we can ask them to raise, sir.
Okay, once again. Okay, just a second. So I have lowered everybody's hand who wanted to ask the question. Now I want you to, all of you who want to ask a question to NEET toppers, raise your hand. We'll give the permission to ask and you can raise your question. Mr. Mohan Patel, unmute yourself and ask the question, followed by Shama and thereafter Purvi. Please go ahead. Mr. Mohan Patel. Okay, Shama and then Purvi. You can unmute yourself and ask the question. If you want to address it to one particular person, leave it, ask the question. Anybody who would like to answer, they will go ahead.
Mohan Patel, Sama, Purvi or Salini Basin?
Sir, which book we have to refer, sir? At the last moment.
Yeah. Who would like to answer? You can raise your hand, can go ahead, toppers. Anyone among the NEET toppers can answer the question.
I would say just use NCERT. Don't do anything else. If you have a list of questions that you've gotten wrong before in other tests you've written or other books you've used, then it's okay to refer to that, but don't start anything else right now. NCERT is the only book you're supposed to go.
All right. Okay. Yes, next, Shama, Purvi, Shalini.
VN Nirosa or Rosikesh? Yeah.
Did
Sama?
anyone feel burnout during the 12-hour study session?
Shama, can you come again? What did you want to ask?
Usually when I study for 12 hours, I feel burnout. So what is the
Okay.
solution for this?
Okay.
Maybe Janvi can take this question. Yeah.
One thing that I would like to recommend is that your 12-hour study session, to make it productive, it is important for you to keep breaks at regular intervals. So if you are taking, like if, for example, you say you studied for an hour, I would recommend taking a 15-minute break, going on a walk, talking to your family, listening to music, or switching the subject. Sometimes you don't have the time to take a break also, and if you're still saturated by what you're doing, you can definitely switch the subject. If I was something that it used to take a lot of time to memorize and all of that, so if I used to get saturated by chemistry, sometimes I would start solving physics questions while I was listening to music.
Okay. Okay. So study and in between take sufficient breaks. How much break, how long break, and how frequently, that you have to decide as per your stamina capability. Yes, next person.
Salini Basin or VN Nirosa?
Just unmute yourself and raise the question.
Salini Basin, VN Nirosa or Napisa Makan, Rusikesh, Shraddha
Rutika,
Ishwarya.
Shraddha.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Rusikesh.
Okay, so my question was that I'm not getting sufficient time to solve the numericals. Like it's taking me long time to solve.
Okay.
So what should I do for it?
Soeb, you can take this question. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So if you're facing problems in solving numerical, so like there's no shortcut to it. The only way is to just keep practicing more and more questions. Maybe you can refer to some handbook or some other resource that will guide you into solving the numericals. You can get a quick summary as well. That will reduce your time to revise all the theory part. So what I used to do is I used to do physics and physical chemistry mainly from handbooks, because that would give me a quick summary in just 1 or 2 pages. So I can get to know all of the formulas, all of the important concept, and then I can directly move on to the question practice part. So that you can do, that will save you tons of time. You don't have to go through all of the theory part for physics, you don't have to do the theory for physical chemistry, you can directly move on to numericals.
Okay, and there is no replacement to practice.
Yeah, definitely. And like that's the only way you can reduce your time for a particular question. Like if you're taking 2 minutes for a question right now, if you want to reduce it to 1 minute or let's say 45 seconds, the only way is to just practice more questions.
Fantastic, very good. Practice makes, somebody says man perfect. I say practice makes man, woman, everybody perfect. So, and there's no replacement. Yes, Meghna, go ahead.
Meghna,
Meghna?
Diksha Agrawal, or anybody who is, we have Jivita and Bhuvana.
I think Diksha is going to ask.
Good
Yeah.
evening, sir.
Good evening.
I just have a query that since like April 1st, I've been writing mock tests, uh, and I feel like I've been stuck in a like particular range of marks, and
Okay.
like I'm not able to like improve my marks gradually, like you know. So like I don't know like how to improve it, and then the time like uh, I write mock test like from 2 2 to 5:30, like yeah 2 to 5:20, and then when I come back and like for solving I don't get much time, so I feel like I am not able to utilize the mock test to its fullest. So yeah.
So what
Gurnal.
is your question? So what is your
uh,
question, Diksha?
I would just like to ask like how to maintain proper timings and how to improve my marks.
Okay.
Yeah.
How to maintain proper timing and how to improve my marks.
Yeah.
I don't know why NEET toppers' faces are not bright right now listening to the question.
Mrinal,
Somebody has
Yeah,
got stuck to the
I'll
plateau. They
take
have
this
reached one
question.
level. They have reached one level and there's a plateau now. They are not able to cross the ceiling above that.
Okay, so one thing I want to clarify, Diksha, are you saying you're not finding time during the exam, or are you saying you're not finding time to prepare? Can you just clarify that?
Actually, yeah, sometimes during the exams, I'm not able to manage time, but mostly like after exams, like when we used to solve questions and like, when we go through the mock tests again, uh, I feel like most of my time, goes into that, and I'm not able to maintain time overall for
Uh,
revisions and all.
spending time on analyzing your paper, you don't have to look at that as a waste of time necessarily. If it takes you a little while to analyze your paper, that's perfectly fine. That doesn't mean you reduce the time you spend there. It just means you have to find another time slot for your studies and revision, because it's of paramount importance that you analyze your paper properly. And if you're hitting a plateau, you need to find out where is it that you're lacking. I mean, one thing that I feel is that when most people analyze their paper, they only look at which subject are they weak at, or which are the chapters that they tend to make mistakes in frequently, and that's required. That is also a very integral part of your analysis. But aside from that, you also need to figure out whether you're losing marks in numerical based questions or theory based questions, or is it because more often than not you find yourself not having time, or it can even just be that you're having difficulty maintaining concentration and focus for 3.5 hours almost, because that's also a very real challenge. And based on what is a problem, you'll have to tackle them in different ways. All these problems that I mentioned have different ways to approach them. So I think while analyzing your paper, also try to look at, also consider these aspects of paper attempting, and then try to tackle that specifically. So it's okay if you're taking time to analyze your paper. That's perfectly fine. That's time well spent, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, and I also had to ask like in chemistry mostly I figured that I'm facing problems in I feel the inorganic chemistry parts like the P blocks or the the P block, the D blocks elements. Uh, it's just like too much information to store. I don't know how to memorize each and every, like electron affinity, the series or whatever. Can you please tell me something about that?
You're in the same boat as millions of other people. There's nothing wrong with what you're saying. It's very common. I faced it myself. So I did two things. One is I increase the most basic, the most elementary response, I guess, would be to increase how often I read in organic chemistry. Thankfully, the number of inorganic chemistry chapters aren't a lot, so I was able to revise it fairly frequently. The other thing you can do is, I think, probably as you'd also just mentioned, is that the thing that is most volatile in inorganic chemistry is all these orders, right? Orders of electronegativity, electron affinity, and so on and so forth. So what you could do is when you're reading it, you can just make a sticky note of sorts and stick it over your almirah, your study desk, or the wall in front of you that you'll see when you wake up first thing in the morning. That's what I'd done because I was getting tired of reading the same thing again and again. So I just tried to sort of subconsciously imprint that into my memory. So I just made little sticky notes of it and stuck it up. And so I used to see that every time I passed by my cupboard or my study table. And because of that, I found that to be a fairly effective technique, at least for me. So maybe you could try that as well.
Okay. Okay. So thank you very much for sharing. I hope Ms. Agarwal is able to scale up and break the ceiling of her where she's stuck. Okay. And with these practical tips, I think it makes sense. Dear toppers, galaxy of stalwarts, I request you now to summarize your thought process because that's going to be my next thing. I'm going to request you to share. Okay. Some of you share. What is that if suppose now we are concluding this meeting, what is that you would like to tell every participant that remember this? These are the 3 golden nuggets or 4 points which you should remember to make a difference.
Okay, I'll go first.
Yes, please go ahead.
I would say the most important thing that I learned during my whole preparation phase was that there are some things that are in your control, like how much you can prepare, how much you can analyze, how much you can give your efforts into. And then there are some things which are just beyond your control. Like, for example, during my time, we had COVID and we had our exams getting postponed. So, as far as I remember, I think it got postponed 2 or 3 times. So, we got a few months extra as well. We had people moving out of the city because I went to Kota for my preparation. So we had people who were moving to their hometowns and lots of news coming every day. Then there was that Twitter wars, like people were trying to postpone the exam on Twitter. They were tweeting, they were asking us to tweet. So tons of stuff happening here and there. But I told myself every day that whatever is happening outside of like outside of my home or outside of where I'm preparing, it doesn't matter to me, it's not relevant. Apart from that, whatever the exam news, whatever maybe the syllabus news, like the AIIMS exam got cancelled for the first time in our session. Like we used to have 2 separate exams, an AIIMS exam and a NEET exam. So a lot of changes, like this time you have your syllabus reduction as well. So some things will change, some things will come over, some things will happen to you. Have to know that these are not in your control. Just focus on what you can control. Just focus on what you can do. You can increase your study time. You can increase your focus. You can increase your marks by slowly analyzing your weak areas. You can work on your weak subject, weak topics, and you can give your best. So my idea is to just be yourself, give your best, and then leave whatever is not in your control.
Fantastic. Oh, brilliant message. Focus on what you can control and ignore the things which you are not in your control. Don't get messed up by those thoughts. Mr. Shoaib, your thought is very similar to one thought given by Stephen Covey in 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. He talks about circle of influence and circle of concern. If you have not read the book, I recommend all the NEET toppers here to read that book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Stephen Covey, Circle of Influence. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I
Brilliant thought.
started reading that book. I couldn't finish it, but
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Go to the chapter Circle of Influence, Circle of Concern, because you'll exactly find he's talking same thing which you are talking. So there's a great minds think alike.
Thank
Okay.
you. That's a great compliment.
Yes. And we recommend this to all the students also. In between, you can find some time to read these kind of books also, maybe watching some good YouTube videos, short reels to to motivate and talking to parents as Janvi was suggesting, because her dad talking to her on the journey to the exam center also might be making a difference. Yeah. Anybody else, your thoughts? Summarizing 1 point, 2 points, what do you want them to remember?
One thing I would like to add is that what I learned from these 2 years, like from my NEET prep, the 2 years, was that if you have a problem or if you're facing something, there is no shortcut. If you're having problems doing numericals, you cannot escape them. You have to just do numericals. If you can't remember inorganic, you don't have a shortcut. You have to just read it again and again. So often when we get overburdened or we're stressed, we tend to look for something that would be easier, and we can't find NCRT, like NCRT is too long, we'll read short revision notes. Physics we're not able to solve, we'll just remember the formula and hope it works out in the last day. Those kind of things do not work. You have to give it your best.
Oh, fantastic. No shortcuts, though there will be some smart cuts, okay? Like many people are referring to go for the high priority topics, okay? But then also they suggest don't have ostrich approach. Take the test, no weak areas, keep practicing, okay? No shortcuts there, no skipping there. Good. Next point. Your summary, 1 point that you want these students to remember to make a difference in their preparation.
Hello.
Yes, Mr. Kastagi.
Yeah, so one more point that I would like to add, like as I've told in my sessions for the other students, is get used to the trauma. For the students who think, okay, fine, in these mock tests, somehow I'm not able to score well, but then I'm studying properly, getting all the questions right, but during the mock test, I'm not getting good marks. Get used to the trauma. Similar, the exact NEET experience.
So what is the trauma there? I don't understand.
Oh, during, for example, my center, the invigilators, they were kind of making noise. The benches were a bit broken. So we didn't have proper ventilation. So those are kind of small factors that might make an impact on students if they are not mentally prepared for it. So get used to it, right?
So during the exam, I may have this tough time also. My bench may be broken. I might be adjusting and writing the NEET paper.
At that time, complaining for it won't make any use, because
right.
that might not be the same problem everyone else is facing.
Okay. So be tough. Be tough, what you mean to say. Be tough, whatever the situation, focus on the exam that you're writing. And it's connected to Mr. Shoaib thought also that focus on what is in your control. Not the bench, not the desk, not the people disturbing. Very nice. Next point.
I would like to say that in your last few days of preparation, keep calm, don't panic too much. And in my personal experience, at least, write as many mock tests as you can, because that will help you out much more than reading the textbook 20 times will. And just basically be ready for anything that comes. Like Soham said, you need to make sure that you're able to adapt to any situation that happens. And that's it. Keep cool and you will do very well. All the very best.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Keep calm and be open to anything that comes. So at home also for 20 days, do not ask your parents to customize everything around you. Little bit of convenience is fine. Little bit of inconvenience also you should be able to take in stride. Because that's how you build the temperament, the psyche for handling the inevitables or something which is coming out of the blue. Anybody else who want to suggest 1 or 2, and thereafter we'll.
In last 20
Yes.
days, if anybody want to increase their marks by 100 or 150, there is a simple 3-step thing that you must follow. One thing is never shift to a new book. Always focus on the gold standard NCRT. Solve ample amount of mock test and solve ample amount of previous year question. Always believe the fact that your teacher says, always believe the fact that your mentors say, that the paper of NEET 2024 will be almost similar to that of previous year. There will be not something new they won't ask out of NCRT. So, and everyone is saying always prepare for the worst. Always think that the fan will not be working, there's not an air conditioner room, and always prepare for the worst. If something good happens, that will make your day better, but don't think that everything will be better. So that much only.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Okay, I would like to stop it here. If anybody wants to share, you can share. Otherwise, I would like to stop this section of sharing the summary. And a very quick just reminder, again, one technique, please understand, students and parents here attend the webinar. every expert have their own journey. People have traveled their own journey, their own style, their own customization, their own particularly customized strategies. So when you're listening to them, you keep writing down the points which make sense to you, highlight those points which you feel you will be able to implement and will make a difference, and then make your own personal strategy. Okay, it is always that way only towards a success journey. One. Number two, if you find any common pattern being such common thing being suggested by all the NEET toppers, then you highlight them and put them into practice. So many factors have come, like get used to the trauma, difficult time, focus on what is in your control, no shortcuts, you have to do it, there's no skipping. Okay, don't panic, keep your calm, prepare for this, keep taking mock tests, keep revising, don't change the book, refer to NCERT, make it your notebook. Okay, so these all you can select, choose, and make your own personal strategy, and then put that into practice. What is not very important that you have got the ocean of knowledge and you are not able to practice. So take that, make a strategy, and it is the implementation of the Gyan which you have received today that will make a difference, not the Gyan itself. Okay, with this, I think we are coming to the closure of the session of this Toppers Talk. But before we close, I'll request our founder and CEO to share about how Medical Mentor and its services can make a difference in your journey of achieving your MBBS dream. Once he shares that, towards the end, I'll come back and go for a closure. But before sir starts, one line which I'll tell you now, I'll repeat at the end also. Listen to it very carefully. All the students and parents request. If you crack NEET, you will live the rest of your life as a champion. And if you could not crack NEET, but you gave your best effort, prepared best, and tried best, still you will be more successful than, much more successful than anybody walking on the street. So give your best to the exam. Yes, sir. For
Thank
you
you,
to
sir.
talk about medical mentor services.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. So I hope everybody enjoyed this session. They got some very good points to carry with them. So now let me give you a short presentation about how we team of Medical Mentor can make a difference in your journey of preparing for the exam for next 20 days and after the NEET exam. So first of all, who we are. Most of the people are aware about Medical Mentor, but the people, those who are attending webinar for the first time, let me give you an understanding. So we are a team of doctors and psychologists and the counseling experts. We are a team of 200 plus members as of now. And we do guide the NEET UG, NEET PG, and NEET super specialty aspirants. And we give you the complete handholding before the NEET exam and after the NEET exam as well. So far, we have mentored 20,000 plus NEET aspirants. Okay, now what will be the schedule? So we have only 20 days time for the NEET exam. So right now you are at this stage. We have only 20 days time for the NEET exam. Okay, this 20 days time, you need to give your best. And once the exam is over, within next 40 days time, the 14th of June, the result will be out. Now it is very important for you to, from May 5th, after the May 5th to the 14th June, in this 40 days time, based on the expected score, you start planning. Okay, this is my score. Now what type of colleges I'll be getting, what type of, what documents are required for the counseling process. That planning is very, very important. So next 40 days after the NEET exam is very important for you to understand your possibilities, your possibilities of colleges, your possibilities of counseling, and what all documents are required, what all preparation I need to do for the counseling. That is very important to understand. And once the result is out on 14th of June, within next 10 days, the first process will be the MCC counseling will be starting. And at the same time, all the state counseling, they'll be starting their registration process as well. So approximately by end of the June, MCC counseling and the registration process will start. And this counseling process will go till August last week or the September first week. Now, let me give you understanding how we team of Medical Mentor can help you in this entire journey before the exam and after the exam. So when we talk about the major challenges before any NEET aspirant, the first challenge before the NEET exam is how to boost my NEET score. That is the major challenge for next 20 days time. And once the exam is over, the set of challenges are different. How to find the right and accurate counseling data, the lack of right guidance for my score, for my rank, which college I'll be getting, which all counseling I should participate, because the counseling process is very, very complex. MCC counseling is different, state quota counseling process is different, Karnataka is different, Maharashtra is different, Tamil Nadu is different. So the counseling process rules also keep changing every year. If we talk about 22 to 23, there are lots of rules which has been changed. So how to tackle the counseling process, because it is very complex, and how to find the best fit, the right medical college for my score. Okay. So for this, all this guidance, for all these complexities, we are having two ways of helping you. The option number one and option number two. The option number one is a self-service counseling portal where you will be able to access the past and the real-time counseling data, real-time counseling data. There are many people, they feel this, they have this doubt, for this is my marks, this is my category. What was the cutoff for the last year for this particular category for particular college? Now, to answer all those queries, all those questions, we have this real-time counseling portal where you can access the data of not only last year's, past 3 years data. You can access the data of 2021, 2022, and 2023, where you can see the fee structure, seat matrix, cutoff, everything. And the option number two is where we are giving the personalized hand-holding for each and every NEET aspirant. Okay, so the first portal is, this is our portal, www.hellomentor.in. You can go to this portal and access our, this portal will look like this, where you will be able to access the tools and the analysis of the data. Okay, what are these tools basically? So in tools, you will be able to get, you will be getting the first tool is NEET Score Booster, where for next 20 days, you can practice unlimited mock test. The second tool is cutoff and allotment. In India, we have 700 plus medical colleges. There are 29 states. There are 35 different types of counseling process. So cutoff and allotments of all the 700 plus medical colleges of all the 5 rounds. Fees and seat metrics. There are different types of quotas. So what is the fee structure for the different types of quotas? How many seats were there? How seats were divided? The different counseling. You'll be able to get the complete data. You'll be able to predict your colleges based on your marks and their rank. You'll be able to compare your college also. You are getting 10 different colleges. How to compare the college on different parameters. You'll be able to analyze the merit list, seat metrics, and the cutoff. Last year's merit list, what was the competition? How many people from OBC? How many people from SC category? How many people from particular linguistic minority category? So you'll be able to analyze the merit list. You'll be able to analyze the seat metrics, how the seats were divided, and the last 3 years cutoff. And you'll be getting multiple resources as well. All these services we are giving with only rupees 4,980 plus GST. So it is 5,000 plus GST. Okay, now there are many students, they feel they want the complete handholding. Portal will get you the access of data, that will get you the access of our webinars where you can understand about the counseling process. But if you are feeling you need a team of mentor who can give you the complete handholding, who can give you the complete handholding at each and every stage, in that case, we are going to give you the two team. The team one will help you to boost your NEET score before the exam. So we are going to give you the NEET toppers as your academic mentor. And the second one is one success coach who will be psychologist from our team. The NEET toppers will take the personalized one-to-one session with you. They will help you with the better strategy and planning, how to analyze your mock test, how to how to correct your mistakes in last 20 days time, and at least you can score 50 to 100 marks extra in your final exam. So we have a team of 20 plus academic mentor from top different colleges, those who scored 640, 650 plus marks in the previous year NEET exam. They'll be taking the personalized one-to-one session with you, and they will help you how you can score your NEET, how you can get how you can boost your NEET score in last 20 days time. So they will help you with the right strategy, better time management, analyzing your mock test result, and how to manage the exam day pressure. Now, once the exam is over, the second team will be assigned to you, which is expert of the counseling, a dedicated team for a dedicated mentors for the counseling process. In this, we'll be giving you two mentor, one senior mentor and second is junior mentor. The senior mentor will take the personalized one-to-one session with you at each and every stage, and they will help you to shortlist your counseling in colleges for your marks in your rank, for your category, what all documents are required, how to make the right format for the documents, they will be verifying your documents in advance, so there is no mistake in the counseling process, how to fill the application form, how to fill the choice filling, how to select the colleges, how to go from round 1 to round 2, round 2 to round 3, till the last round you get the best seat. We'll be setting all the regular alerts and updates on the WhatsApp about the counseling process, and we'll be giving you a medical guide handbook as well. So we have lots of other services in this personalized mentorship program, which will be given to you. You can connect with our team for the details. So first package where you'll be able to access the self-service counseling portal, where you'll be getting the multiple tools to access the data, analysis, graphical analysis to understand the data, and resources, how to implement the data in the counseling process. And second one is the personalized handholding program, where we are charging rupees 24,980 plus GST, where you will get the pre-exam mentorship, where by the NEET toppers, they will help you to boost your score, and the post-exam mentorship by our counseling experts to make sure how to get the best possible medical college on your score. This is how you can enroll with us today, and you can start your journey to get your dream medical college. And once you get your dream medical college, you will be getting the first stethoscope of your life from the team medical mentor. Thank you.
Yes, sir, you can stop sharing the screen. Yeah, I'll request all the stalwarts to switch on their video mode because we are going for the closure of the session, if possible. On behalf of medical, first of all, what Vikram sir has shared, if you're interested to that, you can go to our website, hellomentor.in, or you can call us and book an appointment, take one-to-one discussion, and thereafter you decide whether you are going to take our services or not. We stand committed to your cause and to help you as best as possible from our side to achieve your MBBS dream. Now, let me, on behalf of Medical Mentor, first of all, thank all the stalwarts. They are much younger to me, but point is stalwart is stalwart. You are going to the galaxy of stars in coming time. So we respect you a lot, and we thank you from the bottom of our heart. Let me tell it again, bottom of the heart. Okay, that we thank you for coming, joining us, and sharing your success journey, your tips, your tricks, your strategies to all these students. I am sure it will make a difference, one in preparation, second writing exam, and above all, I think it will make a difference in their confidence that if you have traveled the journey, they too can possibly do this. And before we wind up, one or two important points as highlighted by some of our panelists. Family role, parents' role in talking, creating a good environment, having discussion, playing sometimes short time Ludo, or just having a chat, okay, or listening to songs will make a difference to the psyche of the student. So please do your contribution if parents you are attending this webinar. Don't miss that, okay? They say, no, every successful person has a woman behind the success. I feel every successful person has a good family behind them to become successful. So this is one point. Second, if you crack NEET successfully, you will live the rest of your life as a champion. If you could not, but you gave your best effort, you will still be more successful than any average person walking on the street. So give your best and enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey of learning, progressing, doing mistake, correcting. Today's webinar, I am sure I have loved this webinar. I have enjoyed my journey by talking to such great people. You too must have enjoyed, learned a lot. Now put this all into practice, and we wish you good luck. You do well, you achieve your dream of MBBS. Any support from Medical Mentor or academic NEET toppers, you please contact us and let us do whatever we can do from our side. Sir, over to you to have the closing words.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all the panelists. Thank you all the toppers. Thank you for joining us. And I hope many of the students by this webinar they'll be getting benefit, and they'll be able to improve something. They'll be able to definitely get some. They'll be able to get at something from this website, from this webinar. As Sujit said, we are always open for each and every NEET aspirants. Feel free to get in touch with us for any kind of support. Whether it's pre-exam, post-exam, we are always there for you. We wish you all the good luck for your NEET exam. Give your best, do best. Rest all, it's about your hard work and luck. Thank you.
Yes, before we close, we will go for this. When I say 1, 2, 3, we all will wish them good luck with thumbs up. Okay, I request support team to take a snapshot of that, which can be an inspiration to all the students. So ready?
Yeah.
Everybody is so serious, man. Wish them good luck. Let them have good time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck. Good luck. Bye-bye.